Hello guys, previously we have discussed about the lifting operations for the tower cranes and mobile cranes. Today I would like to discuss the electrical earthings and groundings. So let's begin. Minimum requirements. More one rules, legal or contractual requirements shall always take precedence. Higher standard and or proprietary solutions shall be adopted wherever practicable. Purpose of earthings and grounding: to save human life from danger of electrical shock or death by rupturing a fuse or any types of security features like RCD and circuit breaker. To provide an alternative path for fault current to flow so that it will not endanger the user or others. To protect buildings, machinery, and appliances under fault conditions. To ensure that all exposed conductive parts do not reach dangerous potential. To provide safe path to dissipate lightning and short circuits currents. So it will also protecting the building appliances from lightning, not only for the short circuits. All electrical equipment other than double insulated type will require an earth connection. So all electrical equipment should be connected to the earth connections. So regularly inspect all electrical systems to ensure path to ground is continuous and low resistance. So when we are doing an inspection, the competent electrician is to ensure that the path of the electrical system to the ground is continuous. Because if this is discontinued, then the flow of the current will go to the equipment, and if we touch this as human, it will go to us. So there are some accident already where labor died because he touched the water cooler, which is not earthed. So there is a leak electrical current flow to him, and he died of electrocution. The issue is you cannot immediately help those people because of electricity. So electricity is not like the working at height that you can see the danger that something is falling down or hanging on the above. But the electricity, you cannot see the danger on it unless you know it. So maybe you can see the water cooler is very beautiful, clean, but you don't know that this is already electrified. So when you are going there and you want to get the water, then you will be electrocuted. So make sure that all earthing connection is continue on electrical equipment, electrical appliances, and even in the building. Why we need it in the building? Because of like for example, the lightning, when it struck the building, it will not go direct to the building. It will go to the lightning rod, and the lightning the earthings will transfer all the stored energy going to the ground, not in the building. Ground exposed metal parts of the equipment, so All the ground exposed metal parts of the equipment also should be earthed or connected to the earth connections. Steel wired armored cables supplying distribution boards and etc. must be connected securely to earth and or have separate suitably sized earth cable. So even this is armored cables, it should be connected to the earth. Earth wires, green and yellow, should never be used other than as an earth. So remember, there is a color coding on the electrical cables. So you cannot use the green or green with yellow or a green yellow for the other purpose other than for the earth connections. And you know what is the danger if you connect these earthings to live, and it might be when there is another electrician who arrive in the site, he will assume that this is connected in the earthings, but where in fact it is connected in the live cable. Only competent qualified electricians should undertake electrical repairs and installations. So we are always highlight in all our previous tutorial that the word competent. That means in the electrical is more strict than other competent. In the regulations, there is 3 major requirements in order the electrician to be called competent. He should have educations like master electricians. Okay, he should have experience in doing electrical works, either live or not live, and he should have training on how to do the work safely. Okay, so remember that he is not allowed to work if he is not competent to do the job on or near the vicinity in the vicinity of electrical systems. So even he is trained, he doesn't have education about the electrical like master electricians or as electricians, and he doesn't have experience, that means he is not competent. Okay, maybe he can help only as a cable puller to the competent electricians. Never disconnect earth ground cables unless you are authorized and competent to do so. So again, as I mentioned before, if this is electrical related job and you are not authorized to do the job, or you are not competent to do the job, you are not designated by the company as competent electrician, you are not authorized or you are not permitted to do the job as electrical works. Always consider earthing non-electrically related equipment structures such as scaffolding if there is a potential for it to come into contact with live electrical conductors. Okay, when you found that there is overhead power lines or the scaffolding is near the power lines, don't immediately engage on that job inside of the scaffolding. First, you need to check if this is connected or touch the electrical system, because it might be electrified and you will get electrical shock when you are approaching the scaffold. So always make sure those scaffoldings and any related platforms is not energized or not in contact with electrical system, to make sure that you will not get electrical shock. Generators, all generators including mobile generators such as lighting towers, must have a functional, low-resistance earth connection using an earth rod as per the generator manufacturer instructions. So, if you have generators, even if this is mobile or statics, including the tower lights, make sure that there is provisions of earthings on that mobile equipment. Okay, and make sure there is earth rods that that the user can use to drive on the ground, so that he can connect the green, yellow cables as earthings on the earth rod. And of course, you need to consult the manufacturer's instructions on how you will install it. So again, this should be done by competent persons. All earth rods must be made of suitable conductive materials such as copper, and not makeshift materials, steel bar or steel rebar, for example. So the earth rods only should be made of copper. Steel bar is not allowed as earth rods. Okay? Checks must be made before earth rods are driven into the ground for the existence of utility service. So when we are driving the earth rods on the ground, before we drive on the ground, make sure that the ground is no existence or far away from any utility services, because you might hit that services if you did not verify it. So again, the electrician should verify the as-built of the locations, and also to make sure if you have these cable detectors, you can run it on that locations, so that you make sure that your earth rods will not hit any utility services on that particular locations. Earth cables from rods to generators must be of adequate size. So we need to make sure that the earth cable from the rods to the generator is appropriate in the size, because if this is small and it will not resist the current, and immediately it will cut during the current leakage. Earth rod resistance readings must be taken using a proprietary test equipment by competent electricians to ensure that earth rod is fully functional and will carry fault current away and trip respective protective devices. This reading should be less than 1 ohms or as per regulatory standards of your locality. Okay? If there is no standards on your locality, then follow should be less than 1 ohms. So your electrician will test all the connections of earth rods. He can assure that this earth rod is fully functional and it will carry the fault current away. Okay, so the reading should be less than 1 ohms. Earth rods and connections must be regularly checked to ensure fully functional. So it's not only you already install it and then after six months and you will come back to check it. No, it's not. We should have a periodic schedule of inspection for all the earth rods connections. So this is the job of your competent electricians to make sure that this will happen, inspected periodically, and all inspection should be recorded on the appropriate forms that your company provided. Only competent electricians should undertake earthing connections. So again, with regards to electricity, competent electricians are only the authorized person to do the job. Okay? So here is one example of how the diagram of how the grounding and earthing. Earthing is called also in the US as grounding, as you can see here in the two. Okay, so in the neutral cable of the system, okay, the grounding is connected and drive on the ground. And here on the right side as well, directly from the equipment or to the machines, the earthing is connected to the ground. And we have also called the bonding. Bonding means connections of between two equipment by the green cables connecting the metallic bodies of two machines. Okay, so that is the bonding. But of course, both of this equipment should be earthed in their body with the earthing cables connected on the ground. Okay, so that is the diagram for the grounding and earthing. So there is no big difference about earthing and grounding. It's the same, only the terminology, because the earthing is British and the grounding is US, but it's the same. So you can see here in the figure number 2, no bonding on between equipment and the handrails. Then the circuit will flow to the people even the handrail is earthed. So that is the importance of bonding. The bonding means it will make two equipment as one equipment. Okay, so in the figure 3, earthed equipotential bonding safe. So you have the bond, so even the person touch one equipment and he is also touching the another equipment or handrails, the flow current, the current or the voltage, there's no voltage on him, 0 volts, because the volts is already, the equipment is only considered as one equipment because they are bonded together. Now, unlike in figure number 2, you have a 240 volts flow to your hand, to your body, and what will happen, you will get electrical shock or electrocution. So when we are doing the connection, we need to make sure that in our electrical outlet or socket is properly installed all the cables. The live cables is brown, the blue cable is live, and the earthing is green-yellow. Make sure that all the cable is properly terminated. Earth conductors should always be connected. So all earth conductor should be connected and no loose. So this should be inspected by our electrician periodically. Here are some pictures of typical earth rod configurations. So you can see here the copper rod for earthing rods with the clamps or couplings, green cables from the buildings connected to the earthings with clamps or couplings to ensure that there is a properly flow of electrical circuits. And you can see here from the machines, all generators should have a fully functional earth rod installed and checked for acceptable earth readings by competent trained electrician as per manufacturer instructions. So wrong practice. So you have a generators, you provide the soil on the bucket, and you insert your earth rods connections on the soil in the bucket. This is not acceptable. and a wrong practice. And you have your generators or tower lights. You have the earthings connection, but your earth rod is not drive on the ground. It is just touching on the ground. Okay, this is also unacceptable practice.